Hey guys! Oh my god, it's day 15. I'm at the halfway mark. I think I set off like already planning to do 30 days, but truth be told, there's a lot of times where things just falls off for me. I'm like, I don't feel it. I don't want to do it. So, I mean, I set out wanting to do it, planning to do it, but of course, like there's a bit of me that feels like, will you really follow through? It's not day 30 yet. I the way I'm putting it, it feels like it's already day 30, but it's not. It's 15, but I still feel like it's still a mini celebration for me. So I don't care. I'm just gonna feel the joy and the happiness, and hopefully it's contagious. It's influencing some of you out there. Um, I want to start like doing this video earlier because I'm inspired by something. So basically, I was studying a diploma in counseling psychology earlier last year, and I kind of like stopped for a little while because I was feeling a bit lost. I'm not sure, is it for me, like all of the thoughts. And then about, I would say, probably like 9 months passed by, and a lot of things had happened. And there was this readiness, this inkling of like, this is your path. I don't see it necessarily in terms of like it's only looking one way, because I'm gonna like incorporate a lot of my learnings, my epiphany, that sort of things in it. Also the readiness in terms of like, I know that this is not like 100% fit for me, but at the same time it is a path that I have to go through, because so far right now there isn't anybody who's teaching or like who's having a school of some sort that's 100% fit for me. And I have to also think in terms of like the rules and regulation in Singapore. So this is kind of like the next best fit for me, but also readiness to tackle of whatever triggers, of whatever like differences that may come my way. And I feel like the readiness comes from the kind of like innate knowing, or like the innate confidence in me, which is it confidence, is it self-worth, I don't know what's the exact word, but somewhere along that line. So to share a little bit of story, I quit my job 2 years 2 years ago, roughly 1 year plus 2 years ago. And I kind of like, I quit my job not knowing what's my next step. There is a lot of insecurity in me. I'm like, I need to be doing something. If not, I'll be feeling worthless. When people question me, I don't know what to say. I don't fit inside a box. And I mean, as weird as it sounds, sometimes I hate not fitting inside a box, because I don't know how to explain to people who I am, what I'm doing, and people couldn't have like grabs an idea on me. So anyway, at that point of time, I was, I actively, or rather, I have therapy sessions regularly, and I feel like that really helped me a lot. And Stephanie from Soma Psyche Alchemy encouraged me to pursue this as well. So I did. I signed up for school, and I actually, or rather, I applied for school, and I even like, till the first day, I was unsure whether this is right for me. And there was so much nervousness, and there was so much insecurity, or like low confidence, in terms of like, I all along, all this while, I don't fare well in school. The way that I operate, the way that I think, don't necessarily fit into the way how Singapore system works, or in terms of like how I'm not academically inclined, in short. I do understand a lot of things like energetic sense, or like understand people, understand how things work, but I always have trouble finding the right words, finding the right terms to kind of like explain myself accurately. Like only till today I realized this about myself, and it's not necessarily because I'm stupid, which I do feel like that for a very big part of my life, just because I don't explain myself clearly most of the time. And on the first day of school, about 2 3 hours before the start of the class, I had my heart palpitation got triggered and it wouldn't stop. And it's usually triggered by certain things. And in this case, I was triggered because I was so nervous about going to school, thinking that I would like everybody's gonna be better at me. I'm not gonna fit in. People are gonna like look down on me because I don't speak English that well. I'm brought up by in a Chinese speaking family, so I've got all these thoughts going on in my mind, and it actually wouldn't even stop after I reached class, and it took me probably an hour or so to kind of like settle back. So my heart palpitation actually got activated for like 3 hours plus minus, and it was crazy. It takes a toll on myself. I was really exhausted that day, and then I'm like, oh well, I have to resign to fate in a certain way. Like, I sign up for school, it's time to just go through it. No matter how other people make me feel, no matter how bad I feel, da da da. And then 5 months just pass. My confidence, of course, get better and better along the way, just because I kind of like understand the concept of it, understand the in and out, the structure, how to do assignment, and surprise surprise, I mean, really surprising for me, I would actually say, because at the start I was wondering, can I even graduate? Because like I say, I always feel like I'm not academically inclined enough to study to kind of like fit into corporate society, so to say. And I actually got 3 A's and 2 B's. I mean, to be honest, till now I couldn't believe it, because English is not my main language. And also, not that my Chinese is any better. And also, I have avoided studying kind of like studying for stuff that needs me to do assignment, needs me to write, needs me to express myself, which is why I was in finance, because it's all about numbers, like numbers wouldn't lie, it's just calculation. I don't have to explain myself. That's the main part of it. And no, that's not the main part of it, sorry. So, and also the main part of it is, as time progresses, right, towards the end, because the thing is, there's always new student coming in every month, because it's a new module, there'll be new enrollments, da da da. And through the words and through communication and understanding more of the students and the teachers, I was actually pretty surprised, I would say. Surprise, not the positive kind of surprise, but like I start to gain the perspective of like, I feel, not to put it in a nicer neutral term, not everybody who is in this course are actually equipped or ready in terms of as a person to be a counselor, to be a therapist for somebody else. And I was in awe, but in a bad way. Like, oh, is it a bad way? Anyway, it's kind of like, wow, you guys think that you guys can be a counselor, which I feel, a therapist, which I feel is kind of like, it's quite a big responsibility on the shoulder for anybody who's in this role. It is. People are putting their trust and their mental health and their emotional health in your hands. And I do see people not just like, not in terms of like technically not equipped, but not equipped and not mature enough as people to be doing this. And it may sound like I'm belittling them in a way, maybe, but to put it in another perspective, right, is that why am I feeling this not confident, this low self-esteem, low self-worth when these people feel like they are ready, and the way that they talk in class, they are so confident, they are so proud. And there was one time I remember somebody proudly said this in class that as in a session between a counselor and a client, the client should stop talking and listen to the counselor. I was in shock, to be honest. I mean, it's not me. A lot of people are in shock. I have no idea who said that because it was a new classmate, and I didn't actually register in my mind who said that. But I think on the flip side, it's like that person is actually confident enough to say this in front of the teacher, to say this in front of 30 over to 40 PAX students. And what am I doing? I'm just hiding in a corner, not daring to voice out anything because I feel like I'm not enough. And that's one whole big story. And then earlier when I went for another preview course because I intend to further my studies and take on advanced diploma for counseling psychology, everybody just kind of like mute, or like it was a Zoom call. So anyway, everybody kind of like hide their cameras, mute themselves, didn't say a single thing. And then because I think part of me gained a bit of confidence because I have been through the drill. I have been through like 5 months or 6 months of it already. I've gotten my diploma. I didn't fail. And I kind of know what I'm doing, especially what I've been through for the last 9 months or so. I'm more confident in myself as a person, not in terms of my skills per se. Then I was just asking questions and then speaking up, showing up, putting on my camera. And of course, there's a bit of part of me that just goes like, people is going to judge you. You're asking stupid question. You're not good with terms. You ask a question. You don't even know what the terms are. And of course, my inner critic just keeps going on in my mind. Softer, I would say, compared to the past. And then when I look at all these people who off their cameras and off their mics, were me 1.5 years ago. And I think one of the biggest realization, that's another story, but I think I'm gonna skip it. No, I'm not. So also recalling back to kind of like my workplaces, the people who kind of like get promoted or like get recognized are actually not the people who are like the most capable in my eyes, but they may or may not be, but they are actually the people who speak up, who get their point of view across, who just speak their mind, speak their truth. And the thing is, while I was, going through everything, and or rather I was like reflecting earlier, the thing about the misunderstanding I have of confident people is that they are not necessarily the best. They are not necessarily the most capable. But it's about being confident of where you are right now, what you are as a person, what you are, how you are right now, and then just speaking your truth. I mean, people can challenge your ideas. People can project whatever what they want onto you. There will be pushbacks. There will be opinions. There will be people who are naysayers, but also there's gonna be people who resonate because, I mean, we don't actually have to strive to like to be in a certain place, to hit a certain level for people to have resonance to you. In fact, right, if I were to put it this way, the ascended masters, the people, or like the people who have kind of like enlightened, they are actually so far off. Like they are way advanced, more advanced than you. It's actually harder for you to relate to them. So instead of that, wherever you are, just be confident of wherever you are, but at the same time, understanding that there is always room for improvement. There is always room for you to advance furthermore. But when you don't speak up, be confident on at where you are right now. People are never gonna hear you. People are never gonna resonate with you. There will be no takeaways. Yes, there will be criticism. There will be naysayers. There will be, people who are like that. But it's always about, there's always duality, right? With light comes the dark, with dark comes the light. So you might as well make peace with it. You know, I am who I am. I still struggle to express myself sometimes. Still struggle to find the right words. With practice, I'm gonna be better, but also honoring myself for where I am right now. Thank you. Thank you for anybody who's listening. And I love you guys.